You guys, I'm really excited to film today's video because we are going to be planning out my January habits using my Status Habit Tracker. Now, I used my habit tracker all 12 months of 2024, which it's really cool. I was just looking back on every month, seeing what months was I most consistent in, what was my most consistent habits. I'm really, really proud of my 2024 and all the habits that I did. It's just so cool seeing them all. One thing that I realized is this year I traveled so much, whether it was bachelorette trips, weddings, or just travel for fun. I took my dad to Italy for 2 weeks. I went to the Virgin Islands with Jake's family for 2 weeks, and I marked it all in here. So it's really cool to look back at my habits and just my life in general with my habit tracker. Now, what's so crazy is that I think the times that I was most consistent with my habits were when I was obviously home, and then most inconsistent was on trips. And I like that I put every trip in here and like exactly what I was doing, because I can see, oh, okay, so right here in June, I was at my best friend's wedding in Mexico, and I couldn't really go on a walk because I was just in like a random city and doing a lot of stuff for her wedding. Or I couldn't go on a run that month. That was one of my habits because, again, I was just at a random place. Or like one of my goals this month was going and filming a video every day, but I was also focused on my friends, so I understood why I didn't do certain habits then. But this is just so cool to look back on and not only look at it, but plan moving forward areas that I want to focus on and improve on. And so my biggest takeaway from 2024 is, one, that I'm really proud of myself and this is awesome. But two, I want to create a plan anytime that I'm going on a trip and make a list of habits that I think are reasonable and things that I can achieve when I'm on that trip, if that makes sense. But anyway, this is just I'm just really proud of myself. It's so cool. Like here, I took my dad to Italy, so it's harder to do a lot of the habits, like a nighttime routine when I was traveling so much. But anyway, now I get to unbox my new habit tracker for 2025. If you guys want one of these, I'm gonna link it in my bio. I sell them on Amazon. I'm actually gonna sell out, which it's one of those moments, I'm a business owner and I'm like kicking myself because I track how much I sell every month and then I base my restocks off of that. And the last month, my sales have been insane, like basically like 4 months in one. So I'm running out of inventory. So if you want one, make sure to grab one now, and I'm gonna restock, so I'll have more in the end of February. When you open up this bad boy, my hands are a little cold because I keep a bunch of my inventory in the garage. Well, I just shipped the rest of my inventory, but I still have a box. So I have a bunch of trackers still. Also, you guys, I'm a little bit sick because guess what? My house, so I moved in this house in October, and then my other house, I'm getting it all ready because I'm gonna rent it out to someone. I haven't found anyone that I'm renting it to yet. But I had to deep clean the whole house. I got it professionally cleaned, but they didn't have enough time to deep clean the basement. And I was like, no, of any area, please. I don't want to clean the basement. So I had to deep clean everything. And my basement's a Michigan basement, so it's like kind of unfinished. And on one side, there's a giant crawl space. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna deep clean the crawl space. This place is gonna be spick and span for the new owners. And when I was in the crawl space, I think I inhaled too much of the dust that I was sweeping up because I was in there for 2 hours, literally bent over like this, like duck walking for 2 hours cleaning. But it's clean at least, but I'm feeling a little under the weather. So I went in a sauna today and got an IV. Anyway, when you open this bad boy up, it's so cute. I have my tracker in here. I love the packaging. My best friend really helped me do the packaging because she took a class on how to become an Amazon seller, which is how basically this came to fruition. I knew this was something I wanted to do in 2020 when I started creating habits, is I wanted a way to track them because I'm a visual learner. But because my best friend, who was also my roommate at the time, Miranda, because she took that class, I like sat with her, I'm like, hey, can I create a product and you can help me sell it on Amazon? And she was like, yeah. So she also helped me with the packaging. But next is a tracker, and we'll take it out of this little plastic. And she is beautiful. I'm so happy that I have a new one because I'd bring my tracker with me for the whole year anywhere I went. I'd still bring it with me on vacation. And because it was in my bag so much, I like bent it a bunch. I'm like, I just like a fresh, new, clean one. Okay, sorry, my camera died. When you create a habit, you have a cue, a routine, and a reward, and it follows the cycle over and over until you create that habit loop. Now, habit loops can be created or changed, but they can't be destroyed because when you create a habit, you create that pathway in your brain. Now, the cue is basically what's gonna trigger that habit loop, what sets it off. The routine is the habitual behavior, or what you do when that cue is present, and then the reward is what drives the habit loop. So when you get a cue, your brain wants the reward. It wants what it knows it's gonna get if you continue the habit loop with the routine. And you know what's crazy is that in a habit loop, you really just want the reward. You're only doing the routine because that's what you've taught yourself is going to get you the reward. So for example, say your cue is feeling stressed and sad, and then your routine that you've taught yourself is eating. And then your reward is a spike in dopamine, feeling happy because food gives you dopamine as a reward, right? That's a habit loop that you taught yourself. So maybe that's a bad habit that you have of eating when you're stressed or eating when you're sad. What you do to change a habit is you change the routine and you'd swap that out with something else. So say you know that's your habit loop, your cue would then be, say when you're getting stressed or upset, trying a new routine like calling a friend or going for a walk or doing meditation, and replacing that routine so that you can still complete that habit loop and feel better and feel happier. Because at the end of the day, you're not craving food, you're craving the reward of dopamine and feeling happier, if that makes sense. If you find a habit loop and you want to change one, sometimes you have to try a couple times to find what's gonna work for you. Because in that example, when I get stressed or sad, if I had this habit loop of eating, a new routine of calling a friend is not going to help me when I feel stressed or sad, because I don't like, that would make it worse for me. I don't like talking to people when I'm upset. I like to just fix it on my own. So for me, what I would try is maybe going on a walk. That would give me time to calm down, think things through, make me feel happy, because I would get a little boost from completing that physical exercise, and that'd be a new habit loop for me. Also in the habit tracker, there's things like steps to creating a habit, to changing a habit stacking, keystone habits, the theory of getting 1% better, reminding that starting small is how you change your life. You don't have to go 0 to 100, you just have to start. And here I also have so many different habits and examples, just because sometimes I'm like, oh, what do I really want to do? And then having it in front of me just helps me think or come up with my own ideas. Also, what's really fun in my tracker is that it teaches a schedule and a reward system, so that each month when you do your habits, you can pick out a small and a big reward to work towards. I'm a very motivated reward and I don't know what the word is, but I feel motivated by gifts and rewards. Typically, I like posting things online, and I feel like that gives me a reward when I do something really good. When I walk 4 miles, I like the reward of posting it online and letting people know I've worked towards my goal. For January, every month for my habit tracker has an affirmation, which I just love. January's I'm growing. Now, when it comes to planning out my habits, there's 10 habits in my tracker for daily habits. There's 3 for weekly and 3 for monthly. What I like to do is get a separate piece of paper. I just got this notebook, and I'll write out the 10 daily habits I want to focus on, because sometimes I have like 15 that come to mind and I need to narrow it down. Also, what I do every month is some months I have the exact same habits every single time. Like, I like to repeat them. Then other months I'll add in new ones based on what I'm trying to accomplish or whatever goal I'm focusing on. For January in this year, I think I'm going to have a couple core habits that I have consistently throughout the 12 months. The first one I'm going to have is waking up early. That is a core habit that has changed my entire life, because since I started waking up early, that's really how I started my Sad to Savage journey. I created time for myself to go after my goals and to actually create new habits. Because at the time in 2020, when I started changing my life, I was working 3 jobs. So I had my actual job, I was also working from home because it was COVID. I was also babysitting at the same time, which is kind of crazy. And then I also was working for an insurance company at night. So I was working 24/7. I felt like I had no time for myself. When I wanted to start changing my life, I decided I needed to wake up a little bit earlier so I had time to do that. Waking up earlier has allowed me the time to change my life, to start working out, to go on an hour-long walk if I want, to focus on making sure that I'm eating food and eating breakfast, to do my affirmations, devotional, meditation, to just do things that I wanted to do. And that time's never interrupted. Now, I'm not saying you have to wake up early to change your life. That's not it. But for me, I was living at home at the time, and every single day after I'd finish work, I'd either be so tired, or my mom would be like, you need to go pick up your brother from here, here, and here, or you need to go grocery shopping. And I just felt like people were taking my time, or I couldn't, as much as I wanted to work out, things would get in the way. That's why waking up earlier was so much better for me. I had a chunk of time that no one could take away from me, that was consistent, that I could rely on. So waking up early is a habit that I cherish and that I will do for the rest of my life, I'm pretty sure. That's gonna be the first one. The second habit that I want to track is going on a daily walk. Now in January, on January 7th, I'm getting surgery, and I will not be able to work out for 6 weeks, which is terrifying to me for a couple of reasons. Not just because I'm not gonna be able to work out, and I love working out and it's something that I do for my physical health. It's so scary, one, because I'm gonna lose all the muscle in 6 weeks that I've worked really hard for, but that's okay because you guys know I love a journey and I love a comeback, and I'll be able to work out again, and it will be very motivating for me to be like, okay, I wanna get back to where I was, the weights that I could lift, like that's what I'm gonna work towards. But it's mostly scary because working out is like my favorite thing in the whole world to do. Like, I really love it. It's great for my mental health. It's something that I do every day as an investment in myself. It makes me feel good about myself. Like, I feel really happy when I do a good job working out. I'm like, wow, I'm proud of myself, wow, I showed up. So it's as much for my mental health as it is for my physical health. Also, when I'm just stressed out with like work or like just something stressful is going on, I rely on working out to make me feel better. So it is my social time. I get to work out with my friends every morning. I'm so lucky, and I'm so sad to not get to have my friends, like get to see them during the week because I won't be working out. Since I can't work out for 6 weeks, I can walk. So that's going to be a habit that I'll be tracking every single day and really relying on. My third daily habit is going to be writing affirmations in my Set a Savage affirmation and gratitude journal, and also doing my gratitude every single day. This is my journal. I love her. I have like actually so many of them. If you want to focus on self-love as a habit, it's awesome. It starts off as a little intro for me in teaching you how to actually create the habit loop of writing self-love. Excuse me, it teaches you how to create a habit loop. And then it teaches you the habit loop of writing daily affirmations and gratitude. And also just teaches more self-love habit loops so you can actually set yourself up for success. In here, it shares my habit loop that I do for writing affirmations, my cues sitting down to eat breakfast, my routines writing affirmations and gratitude in my journal, and then my rewards practicing daily gratitude while choosing who I become and how I see myself. Now, when I made this journal last year, this was my habit loop. Now, I just do affirmations right after I eat breakfast because I started getting my journal dirty with my breakfast, and I didn't want to get it dirty because I just love it. My cue right now is after I eat breakfast, routine, going in my office, writing my affirmations and gratitude, and then my reward is still the same. In my journal, you have full space to create your habit loop, so you can write it out so you can set yourself up for success. I have my examples of all affirmations, examples of different things you can write for gratitude. Then I have little questions that help you just get more clear with yourself. Like, what are 5 qualities you wish to possess? So that helps you understand what you should write for your affirmations. With gratitude, asking like who's someone that makes you feel happy, what's a normal thing you do daily, and then what's one thing you enjoy doing so you know what to practice gratitude about. And then in the journal, you use this space to write what you're grateful for and this space to write your affirmations. And then every single week, there's a little page here with affirmations. And then every month, there's a check-in in here. I just love, I'll find the monthly check. Oh, here is the monthly check-in, so it says questions again. And then it also asks you what your current self-love habit loop is in case you tested out one habit loop and you're like, okay, this one actually works better for me and you want to change it. You have space to change that and to continue growing throughout using this journal. But that is my third habit, is doing this in my daily devotional. Now, I did a daily devotional every single day for 2024, which was awesome because I was really working on creating a relationship with God. And my mother-in-law actually bought me a really cute 52-week devotional that I can use for the start of 2025, so I'm really excited about that. One thing I love about my tracker is not only that I can go in here when I'm planning out my habits, it just makes it so nice to like see examples, but I love looking back on my habits that I chose each month and being like, oh, I really love that habit, I'm gonna do that again, or oh, I really want to focus on this one, I'm gonna add that for the next month. Now, usually I'll track my vitamins and make sure that I'm taking them, but because I'm getting surgery, I'm not supposed to take anything besides the medication my doctor gave me for 2 weeks, so I'm not going to track vitamins in January just because that'll kind of set me up for failure because I can't do it anyway. So I'm waking up early, going on a walk, writing affirmations and gratitude, daily devotional. Oh, for number 5, I'm going to do eat 3 healthy meals. Because I'm not going to be working out for 6 weeks and my body is so used to burning a set amount of calories and eating a certain amount of calories to sustain my body and my workouts, my diet has to shift because my workouts are not going to be existing. So I really want to focus on my health and my nutrition. Also, something really fun, you guys, is I'm getting married in September. I should do a habit around that because I have a lot of wedding planning to do. But I'm getting married in September and I don't want to lose weight. That's not what it is, but I want to be the healthiest version of myself, the healthiest I've ever been, because I'm planning on getting pregnant in September. Well, God willing, I'm planning on getting pregnant. We're planning on trying. I want to be a mom more than anything in the world. And so just making sure that I'm the healthiest I can possibly be for when that time comes, that's kind of my goal. And it's nice that like my wedding is that the big catalyst to work towards, because that's when I get to, once we're married, start trying for a baby. Habit number 5 is going to be eating 3 healthy meals. I think based off the wedding, habit number 6 is going to be spending 15 to 20 minutes a day just working on any odds and ends wedding planning. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll do 15 to 30 minutes because I have got a lot to do. And since I'm not gonna be working out as much as I normally do, I'll have a chunk of time available. Habit number 7 is I have like 3 classes I'm currently in and I want to finish those. So I'm gonna write class, 30 minutes. My 8th habit, I think I'm gonna do drinking 3 waters. I like when I track my waters because I just feel really proud of myself. I feel like drinking water is something that I used to really struggle with. A habit that I created is having a huge, like a cup like this of water any time that I'm about to eat. It just makes the most sense in my brain of like, oh, I'm about to eat, I need to drink a cup of water, opposed to throughout the day working and being like, there's nothing that gives me a cue of like, oh, I need to drink water now. But if I attach it to a meal, it just helps me remember it. So I'm gonna track 3 waters a day. For habit number 9 and habit number 10, I think I'm gonna do complete morning routine and complete nighttime routine. My morning and nighttime routine I have all mapped out. I'm probably gonna write, maybe I'll do that for another video. I'm gonna write it all out super concrete just because my life is gonna look a little different after the surgery, just for a little bit. Okay, perfect. Now for 3 weekly and 3 monthly, I wanna read 1 book a week. I love my Kindle. I have it set up in my room. So it's like I attach my Kindle to this big arm, then I put the arm right in front of my face, and I just read until I fall asleep every night. I feel kind of bad because Jake and I have separate rooms. I have the master room, he has his bedroom in the front of the house. And every single night he'll go to get in bed, but he likes to watch football before bed. You guys, I can't take it. I'm not the biggest TV person. I love reading. I'm not trying to be pick-me with that information, but Jake will try to get in bed and try to turn on the TV, and I'm like, wait, I'm actually reading right now. Can you go in your room? And then he'll just sleep in his room, and I feel bad. But I don't feel that bad because I like to read. And you know what? We have the space, so I don't feel bad. Anyway, 1 book a week. Ooh, I want to do 1 YouTube a week. And then 3 is write out 1 podcast episode a week. My podcast is coming back, and I really like to write out my episodes because a lot of my episodes have a theme. Like I'm teaching habits around working out or waking up early, and I have so many thoughts, and I feel like I just get mumble jumbled. And if I plan it out and write it out, I actually can spend like 5 hours writing and get all my thoughts there, so it can be the best that it could possibly be. And I just feel super prepared. If a podcast episode, I get really hard on myself in my podcast. It's the only thing in the world that like I actually am like really hard on myself about. If I record an episode, say for an hour, and I listen back another hour, and I'm like, you know what, no, redo it, spend another like 2 hours trying to do it again, it just saves me time to write it out. So I'm gonna write out episode. Now for monthly habits, I want to think of my goals. My main goal is going to be to recover from my surgery, but I think I want to walk at least 50 miles, since really walking is going to be my only form of exercise, even though I won't be able to walk for a week after my surgery. Did I tell you guys what my surgery is? Because I'm getting a nose job. Now, if you guys are thinking to yourself, Shelby, you don't need a nose job, you look perfect, stop. But also I got ran over by a jet ski and I broke my nose. So when I broke my nose, you can't really tell, but I can tell. I got hit by the jet ski in the face. I'll put a picture of it also so you guys can see. This side of my nose caved in and this side caved out, and all I'm doing for the nose job is literally he's gonna re-break it and he's going to straighten both sides. He told me, he's like, no one will even know you got a nose job. I'm like, wait, I'm actually gonna tell everyone that's ever seen me in my life, number 1, and number 2, what? I kind of want it to look like I got my nose fixed a little bit, but I'm really excited. So I also always known I was gonna do this because your nose never stops growing, and I went to multiple consultations in 2019 and they all told me the same thing. The way that I broke it and the way that it's caved in, it will just become more apparent as I age because your nose keeps growing, and it's just gonna keep, it will just get, basically the 3 different doctors told me the same thing, that it will just become more and more apparent. And so I'm fixing it now before my wedding. I've been on the wait list for 2.5 years. I'm really, really, really excited about it. So my second monthly habit is gonna be, what should I do? Let me look at my old ones. I kind of want to do hair mask. I'll do 4 hair masks. What's another good monthly habit? Maybe I'll do post 50 videos, which would be about 2 a day. I can't do math. Anyway, now that I have it all written out here, I'm gonna write it in my actual tracker. My handwriting is atrocious. Terrible, you guys. My mom, I had the same teacher for 1st and 2nd grade, and I adored her. I still love her to this day. Like, I think about her all the time. I loved her. My mom yelled at her and said, you gotta be mean to this girl. Like, her handwriting is shit. Like, it's gotta get better. And my teacher was like, no, I love her. Like, I think that's just her handwriting. And then in 6th grade, my parents tried to make me start writing my E's looking like cursive because they thought my handwriting would look a little bit more girly if I did that. And now it just messes me up because I'll do like one E cursive, one E normal in the same word. Anyway, I have bad handwriting and that's just the way it is. I'll be right back because I'm gonna fill out my January habit tracker and I just love her so much. I'm so proud of this habit tracker, you guys, because not only does it let me hold myself accountable and actually like work on myself and track my habits each month, but it's really cool knowing that other people out there want to change their lives and improve their lives and use something that I made to help them. It's just awesome. Be right back while I write this. Okay, you guys, I have it all written out. Let's go over it one more time. For daily habits in January, I'm going to be waking up early, walking, doing my affirmations and gratitude, my devotional, eating 3 healthy meals, 30 minutes of wedding planning, doing my class every day, drinking 3 waters, my morning routine, and my nighttime routine. So those are all my daily habits. Weekly, I want to read 1 book. Now I can read it or audiobook it, because sometimes the books that I'm reading are so thick. I'm like, that's actually impossible to read in a week. But audiobooks, I like to read books and also have one that I'm listening to and also have a hard copy of a book that I can read in the sauna. But anyway, 1 book a week, 1 YouTube video a week, and write 1 podcast episode every week. And then for monthly, walk 50 miles, do 4 hair masks, and post 50 videos. I think that in 2024, I'm gonna keep waking up early, walking, affirmations and gratitude, and my devotional consistent month over month. What I found out from looking at this tracker, and since I tracked my daily walk every month, is I could see that 86% of 2024 I spent walking. Wait, I don't know if that makes sense. I walked 280 times out of 365, but then I tracked how many of those times I didn't walk because I was sick or because I was in Mexico for a wedding for my friend, or just like had a roadblock, and I didn't walk 35 times because of roadblocks. So then I did the calculation that basically I walked 86% of the time in 2024. Not of like the time like I was walking all day every day, but I hope that makes sense. I love my tracker. I'll make a video every single month like this, planning out for the next month. If you guys like it, let me know. And also let me know what habits you guys are working on, or if you want me to make any long form videos for YouTube talking about habits in depth. I just really love my tracker. I'm really proud of it and I'm just really happy. And I loved planning it out with you guys. And now I'm gonna film a video that I just film every single month for TikTok and Instagram where I talk about each habit again. I love you guys and I hope everyone has the best 2025. This can be your year, it will be your year. You just have to choose to make it your year. Choose it, choose yourself, and start small. Also, something I wanna say is that if you have my tracker, you don't have to use all 10 spots or all 3 or all 3. You could track 2 habits. Starting is the most important part, truly. I'm just 4 years into my journey and I feel like every year I just get better and better, and I feel like I like to use up all the spots, but you don't have to. Again, this is linked in my bio. It's linked in the description of this video. But love you guys. Bye.